Hello, Internet. It is I, the Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Now, I know what you're thinking. Malik, why are you uploading this on a Tuesday? Don't you usually upload this during the weekend? And yeah, this is usually a weekend thing, but on rare occasions, I have to do this midweek. And this is one of those rare occasions because Godzilla vs. Kong isn't opening on Friday. No, it's opening this Wednesday. And the last time I talked about a Wednesday movie on this channel was Crude's A New Age, way back last Thanksgiving. So I don't do this very often. So that explains why you're seeing a box office prediction video so early during the week. So, anywho, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons for Godzilla vs. Kong, or as I like to call it, Giant Lizard vs. Monkey, because that's what it is in a nutshell. So let's begin. Pros. Look at the title Godzilla vs. Kong. It's the easiest sell ever because you have Godzilla and you have King Kong, two iconic movie monsters, and you have them clashing against each other on the big screen. Who wouldn't want to see that? Like, this is something people have dreamed of for a long time. I mean, I know there was a Godzilla vs. Kong movie back in the 60s, but we're talking a new one with a huge budget and spectacular effects. And this is it. This is the Godzilla vs. Kong movie people wanted for so long, and now people are getting it. And it's garnered a considerable amount of hype. Without a doubt, the most hyped movie of the pandemic era. So, yeah, that's definitely a pro, is the fact that people wanted to see these two titans clash for so long on the big screen. Now they're getting it, and so people are super hyped for this. So that's an automatic pro. Next pro, as I already said, the movie's garnered a considerable amount of hype. I mean, look at it, the trailer views on YouTube. On the official trailer, has 76 million views. That's a lot. That's nothing to sneeze at. That shows there is some intense interest in this movie. So, yeah, that's obviously a pro. Is that people have been so hyped for this movie ever since the first trailer came out in January, and that hype has continued. And it's starting to reach its crescendo. I don't know how to say that word. Its peak now. So yeah, that's another pro, is that this movie has got a considerable amount of views and attention. So that's another pro. Another third pro, reviews are quite strong for this. They're at 80% last I checked, which is a humongous boost from the last Godzilla movie, Godzilla King of Monsters. That has like a 42. Not much better than the 1998 Godzilla, the one that we don't speak of. Well, Japan doesn't want to speak of it either, for good reason. But yeah, the fact that this movie has good reviews definitely helps it. So that's another pro. Uh, Fourth pro, movie has no real competition this weekend or the next few weekends. In fact, the only thing it really has to worry about is Mortal Kombat. And that was supposed to come out on the 16th, but they pushed that back to the 23rd because they wanted to give Godzilla vs. Kong a bit more breathing room, a bit more space to make more money. So yeah, until Mortal Kombat comes out, Godzilla vs. Kong has nothing to worry about at all, at least when it comes to competition. So that's another pro. Fifth pro, we're continuing with the pros. There's a lot. This is opening on a very lucrative weekend, Easter weekend. And Warner Brothers, they strategically put this on Wednesday so they can make a bit of cash on Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday, Good Friday, is a very lucrative day for movies. Like, movies make way more than they should on this day, and so Godzilla vs. Kong will no doubt make majority of its money on that day, and then of course it'll crash the rest of the weekend. But that Friday, that's lucrative. That's extremely lucrative. I mean, trying to think of examples from the pre-pandemic days. There was Furious 7, that was the big one. Batman v Superman, another versus movie. That was a big one. It's actually still the biggest one. But those two are historically, like, they destroyed Easter. They made Easter like a humongous holiday. And if things weren't so crappy with this pandemic, Godzilla vs. Kong could theoretically be up there, but it won't because everything's going against it. So, yeah, it's definitely a pro. It's a release date is definitely a pro. Trying to think of anything else with pros. I think that's it. Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, I guess I can say it did very well overseas this past weekend. Made over 120 million overseas, by far and away the biggest out of any of the pandemic movies. So that's obviously a positive sign for its American release. So, yeah, obvious pro right there. But yeah, that's it when it comes to pros. That's all I can think of. Cons. Yes, there are cons. Let me explain. Con number one, COVID. Obviously. Even with all this hype surrounding Godzilla vs. Kong, it still has to deal with the COVID world that we're currently living in. So that means less theaters than normal. Although Regal is going to be opening up a bit of their theaters for Godzilla vs. Kong this weekend, so that'll definitely help with its box office. But still, a majority of the theaters around the country are still closed. There's still attendance restrictions. Although I think LA they just moved up from 25 to 50%, so that will help. But still, it's not as strong as it once was, and it's definitely going to be a detriment to Godzilla vs. Kong. So, yeah, obviously, con, pandemic, everything around that. I guess I can. Can I count HBO Max as a con because it could take away potential box office? But I mean, Tom and Jerry did quite well under the pandemic standards, and that was on HBO Max. So I don't know. This whole HBO Max thing is still weird. Like it's hard to explain, but it seems that HBO Max isn't doing too much damage to these movies. Not enough that it cripples the movie. So, uh, yeah, I don't know if I'd label that as a con. That's more of like a middle ground thing between pro and con. So, it's more of like in the middle. So, yeah. Uh, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. So opening weekend, I have to do both a 3-day and a 5-day opening weekend. So for the opening weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to guess this is going to have the biggest opening weekend out of all the pandemic movies. The current leader of the pandemic squad is Wonder Woman 1984 with 16.7 million. That is the benchmark. I believe Godzilla vs. Kong will overtake that and make maybe 20 million over the 3 days. I think it can reach that. I think it's achievable. Especially, Wonder Woman had to deal with New York not being open, LA not being open. Godzilla vs. Kong has New York, it has LA, so it has more of an advantage than Wonder Woman did. Plus, Godzilla vs. Kong is a good movie compared to the piece of trash that was Wonder Woman 1984. So there's that too. So yeah, for the 3-day, I'm expecting over 20 million. And for the 5-day, which includes Wednesday and Thursday, I'm going to guess 30 million. 30 million or above. There is a chance this could overperform, but I don't want to be too positive. I don't want to be too enthusiastic because again, pandemic, it's still a thing. So, but yeah, there is a chance this could overperform, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Godzilla vs. Kong. I will definitely be watching it tomorrow on HBO Max. So I guess I'm part of the problem when it comes to that. But I'm gonna take advantage of this HBO Max thing since it's only happening for this year. Why not take advantage of it while I can? So Yeah. What else? I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, this Friday, Good Friday. I have another box office prediction video. I have the Unholy. That's coming out Friday, so I'll have to do that. I might do that early too, probably on Thursday, just to get it out the way. Then next week there's Voyagers, and then nothing on the 16th because Mortal Kombat is now moved to the 23rd. So there's that. I don't know if I'll have to talk about the asset that has no marketing as I've seen that has no marketing. I'll have to do Demon Slayer because that got put on the calendar I think a few weeks ago. So I'll have to talk about that. There's Separation, there's Dog, Wrath of Man. I don't think I'll talk about Dog. That has no marketing at all. Spiral. Spiral is like the movie I'm planning to watch in theaters. It'll be the first movie I'll watch in theaters since Sonic the Hedgehog because I've gotten my vaccination. I got it like 2 weeks ago. So I'm good to go at this point. I'm ready to return to the theater to see Spiral because it's the Saw movie and I love the franchise despite how bad a lot of those movies are. And then May 28th there's Cruella and Quiet Place Part 2. I'll watch Quiet Place Part 2. Cruella, hard no. I won't watch that. But anywho, yeah, that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn notifications, share the whole drill. Want to check out more videos like this? I got a playlist on the homepage with all the box office predictions I've done this year, including Tom and Jerry, Ray and the Last Dragon, and now this. And when it comes to my summer predictions, instead of doing them early, I've decided to just do them when the movies come out to avoid potential embarrassment of any of these movies getting pushed back again, which is possible. All right. It's happened multiple times in the past few weeks. So I'm just doing that just to play it safe. So yeah. But if you want to check out any of my past predictions from 2019, 2020, 2021, go right ahead. I got the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I just did one about, I think it was Black Adam, Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, and Reminiscence. I know Mortal Kombat moved today, but I don't feel like making that its own video unless something else moves. That's the only way I'll make a canceled episode if two or more movies move. That's my rule. That's the rule I've set for myself. So until something else happens in the next few days, I won't be talking about Mortal Kombat moving. So yeah, but if you want to check out any of my past canceled videos, all 52 of them, you can go right ahead. There's also box office recaps. I go over the box office results for any particular month. Recently, I've been doing double recaps. Now I'm starting to get a bit conflicted about if I should do the triple recap. I'm not sure. I could do March and April a double recap. No, it's February and March double recap, and then April and May double recap, and June has just enough content to justify a canceled episode. Not a canceled episode, a box office recap video. But I don't know. You know what? I think I'm just going to stick with the triple recap and then do May and June together just to be safe. So, yeah, you can expect that triple recap to come out early May. So, look forward to that. But if you want to check out any of my past recap videos, go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.